Hey guys, my name is Sean and I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. In today's episode, we'll be looking at the Anthurium foliage competition. Here in Thailand and in Southeast Asia, the Anthurium foliage, which is the bird nest Anthurium, is actually very popular. And it's the subject of a lot of competition and a lot of breeders create very competitive products, and it's moving at a pretty fast rate. So we're gonna start with dark leaf over here. And a lot of you guys might be wondering, why is this important? Well, this is actually the mother plant responsible for creating a lot of the pinks and oranges you see in the colorful Anthurium, because the regular variegated Anthurium will not give you that wonderful color combination. It's all derived from this black, or I would say probably burgundy Anthuriums. So these guys are prized for their shape and form, as they contribute themselves as mother plants for the future generations. Very important, if you ask me. Here are some more of the black ones. Now I know some of you guys actually do like them on their own. This is a beautiful burgundy red. But again, this has huge implication as mother plant. That one here would be a shape that I think in Indonesia would love, this kind of shape. So these are the larger pots. And as you can see here, this is probably pregnant. It's already tagged with something, so it's been bred. But this is quite wonderful. Actually, I thought only the back was green, but in fact the Emergent is entirely green in color. And it's fascinating. While these guys are usually prized for large, showy garden plants, there are a lot of dwarf or smaller forms or compact forms available as well. And a lot of people in apartments, and if they want them for a table plant, they would appreciate this kind of size. And the shape is also very beautiful. It almost has like a bowl shape to it. That one is quite fascinating because if you look at each leaf, it's variegated beautifully, but the Emergent, look at that. Isn't that quite fantastic? This is also very interesting because the contrast of the emergent leaf with the developed leaves, you would not have imagined that to look like that. With the veins, you see the green veins around that leaf. This is quite interesting. It's one thing to have like a beautiful final form, but it is another when the Emergent put on a show. This is actually very exquisite. It looks like a very mutated art form. Personally, I like my plants to look a little bit more natural, but there's definitely a lot of appreciation for these kinds of very developed look. This here is interesting as well. It almost looks like a crested fern, but look at the color that it has to offer. Beautiful. But a lot of these Anthuriums, they don't do well in indoor spaces, in apartments, and certainly not in shelves. This is quite peculiar, actually. It's got this like dagger-shaped leaves, and it's variegated. If you ask me, a plant like this would stand on its own if it's completely green, but that variegation just gives it an extra. Will you look at this? There's something simple about this, but look at the coloration on this. This is actually very stunning. This is one that I actually quite favor. It does look like something that's man-made, that's bred into perfection, but it also looks natural enough where it doesn't scream too much for your attention. This here, it looks not as dark on the screen, but it's in fact almost black in color. Very beautiful. Look at the way that it's curving. It's very wonderful curls. Very dark, thick leaves that has a texture that is almost reptile-like. Well, this one is quite beautiful to me. This one here is quite fascinating. So the leaves actually come up like that. It's very erect. And look at that new leaf that's come out. That is so beautiful. And the inflorescence too. Inflorescence is quite big. This is actually one that is really beautiful to me. Very unique. And I'm really obsessed with that leaf. I think it comes out a little darker and then fades over time to become a little bit lighter. Let me see if I can get you a top view. It does look a little bit like a Neprolapis fern, like a bird nest fern, but this is in fact an Anthurium. Now something like this, I think we've seen many times before, but this is a very large specimen. Here's my hand for your comparison. This is massive. And usually with Anthuriums, they come up with red or dark emergent. It fades lighter. But this one's doing quite the opposite. It's giving you light colored emergent leaf. This is beautiful too. Look at that light hitting that area right there. A lot of these Anthuriums glow very beautifully in the gardens. You have to capture them at the right time in the garden. That one too. As we're approaching 3 p.m. now, the sun is coming down at an angle, so you might be able to catch some of that golden hour light on these Anthuriums. And that one over there too, the new leaf, you see? That glow I was talking about. So maybe the best time to admire Anthuriums really is like morning and evenings. Quite beautiful. That's got a little bit too much makeup for my liking. But look at how iridescent the leaves look as I move the camera. It looks electrifying. Fascinating. And there are a bunch more over here. They're actually quite large. And if I'm not wrong, Jiro also told me once that they get large quite slowly, especially the compact form. The compact forms grow quite slowly, but look at how beautiful that is. At a moment like this, where you hope to have a big garden so you can house all these wonderful plants. This one, look at the leaf, just the shape of the leaf itself is amazing. And that bit of variegation, the variegation really complements the shape of the leaf quite beautifully. If you can imagine just the veins and the curvatures around the leaves, that is already beautiful on its own. It makes a wonderful canvas. But then you add this color to it, it makes it truly exciting. And look at that one over there. The light is catching it just beautifully. And the one in the back. They look like stained glass in cathedrals. Wonderful. It's amazing how breeding work can produce such beautiful art forms that are actually nature. I do want to spend a few moments here with this one. Look at how intricate the coloration is. You would not find this color combination in nature. This is all the work of man. And some of you guys are a bit more naturalists. You might not agree with me on these. And some of you actually commented before that you're worried. What happens when we create all these products? What are its implications with nature? Well, my answer is these plants will not survive in nature. We don't really have to worry about them becoming invasive or anything. The fact that they are variegated, it means that they will be outcompeted by the green counterparts in nature. So I'm all for it. And we do have to be more mindful when we get certain plants. Certain plants can exhibit traits of being invasive. But these ornamental plants, I really don't think there will be much of a problem for nature. And these new varieties that come out, they serve as million-dollar industries in Thailand and around the world. And they improve the livelihoods of a lot of the growers. It beautifies our homes, our gardens. So competitions like this are quite important in encouraging breeders to show the best of the best. There is monetary reward, but I have a feeling that a lot of these breeders, they do it out of passion, they do it out of love. That excitement you get when you create a new breed, or even when you're bringing home a new mother plant, that excitement is something that no words can describe. This is the green area, and I really love this. This is green on green variegation. We see a lot of this in our pothos and monsteras, but here showing in the Anthuriums, beautiful shaped leaves. This is quite stunning, actually. They don't really have to have all these vibrant reds to be beautiful. When you have a mother plant like this and you breed them with a dark foliage, you can come up with something very, very unexpected. This year, this is quite fascinating. Beautiful elongated leaves, very, very elegant. And it's a wonderful rosette. Beautiful, a variegated leaf like this that is very stable can also be very soothing because you know that the next leaf is going to do okay. And some of the other ones that are more irregular, well, sometimes they might give you a bit of a heart attack, won't they? But this is quite beautiful, and the way that you will see that they are grown well is that the internals will be very close to one another, and that some of the oldest leaves are still hanging on. Last but not least, this is the green area. Very classic plants that are just enjoyed for their shape and their form, and these are actually quite unusual. No philodendrons that look like this, but not Anthuriums. This one here is also quite stunning, and this one with a bit of that reptile-like texture, that mutation. This is beautiful. And that one here with the emergent. Again, this will also make very good mother plants, and a lot of places that don't have the light, the conditions and the care requirements, the green ones will actually do well. Imagine if you're just in a dim lit hotel receptionist with like a spotlight on top, because I've seen those work out really well. Spotlights will do the green Anthuriums justice in terms of keeping them happy and growing. They might exfoliate a bit, but they will absolutely tolerate that condition. All right, I'm gonna let you go this time. I believe next week's episode, this one's beautiful too. I believe the next episode will be the Agonimus, so stay tuned for more. We've got 2 more to cover, and just want to say thank you for staying tuned and coming along with me on these journeys. Just by you guys watching this, the view counts, it really opened the doors for me to come to these shows. Without you guys, I will not be able to come here and enjoy this and capture all these wonderful moments for you guys. I'm gonna quickly show you that that's really catching the light quite well. All right, I guess that's Mr. Surawit in the background. Thank you. I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this all the way to the very end, and thank you again, Mike, for sponsoring my trip to visit this spectacular show. This is one of the best competitions I've seen, and I'm amazed by just how down to earth the growers and breeders were. Their level of passion and dedication shows through in the competition. I've also found some interesting garden plants and rare cultivars in the market that were not present at other plant shows. Should you feel compelled to visit this show, there's plenty of time between now and the next one to make travel plans. The competition will be held on the 30th of November 2026, and international visitors get free entrance on the 30th of November if you show your passport. The market itself, though, runs until December the 8th. It is held annually at Suan Luang Rama 9 Park, Bangkok, Thailand. I will personally be there again this year, so maybe there's a chance we could meet up. Before you go, please put something in the comment section down below. Even if it's just an emoji, smash that like button and check to make sure that you are subscribed. This is so that we can win the YouTube algorithm together. If you wish to go above and beyond and contribute financially to the channel, for as small as a cup of coffee a month, you may join our Patreon at patreon.com/Sean from Onlyplants, or right here on YouTube as a member. Simply make sure that you are subscribed first, and then you will see the join button next to my channel name. I want to thank existing members for supporting, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!